And so we come to this chapter. I have no love for it, so I'm doing this route first. So, let us see what they have to say.
I knew nothing of Lady Edelgard's past, or of her innermost feelings. But I know now. I persuaded her to tell all. It would have been rude to hound her relentlessly until she revealed herself, yes? Then that's certainly not what I did.
Of course. Still.
Surprised that I'm here, are you? I know a winning side when I see it. I mean, there's no way I'd risk my neck and my people by willfully joining a losing battle.
Do you feel you chose wisely?
You'd better hope I did. Otherwise, we're both dead. Regardless of who comes after us, even if it's the Knights, we've got you on our side, so it'll all be fine.
Fair enough. Alright, so Happy's over here.
With the Empire taking over Garreg Mach, I wonder what will happen to Abyss. Some people have spent their whole lives there. For their sake, I hope Abyss doesn't get trampled into ruin.
I promise to protect them.
Thanks. You should try talking about it with Eddie. I mean, Her Majesty. She might listen to you. Also, this is less important, but if somebody trashes my room, I'm gonna be mad.
Who knows what'll happen?
What's the deal, pal? You don't want me here? Come on, have a heart. This side is where all the action is. Look, I'll level with you. I want to help that Edelgard gal achieve her goal. I mean it. If
Really?
Her Majesty gets what she's after, my mother will... Forget it. Now's not the time. We've got to keep our heads in the game so we can win, yeah? Having Yuri on our side will help things. He's not someone you want to have as an enemy.
Wait, so... I know you're not exactly on good terms with your stepmother, so, I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing. So, anyway, there's a few characters besides that I haven't heard from, so...
Imagine making half the world your enemy for the sake of realizing your own ideals. Edelgard is so radiant and strong compared to someone like me. What if I have the power to change the world too? Even just a little bit.
Okay, that's... I expected something to be about losing faith in the church, but then again, given both Byleth and Edelgard showing conviction in this path, yeah, that makes sense. Now, let's see, I've heard from Lysithea and Leone. Oh yeah, these two.
To think things would come to this. Even a few months ago, I never could have imagined it. I believe in you, Professor, so I'm steeling myself. I can't promise that I'll be useful in battle, but I'm not running away from the fight.
Okay, trusting the professor, fair enough.
No need to worry about me. I got no complaints as long as my little sis is safe. Sure, I lived on Alliance land, but that doesn't mean I serve their lords. I'm sure this is the right path, seeing as you're the one who picked it, Professor.
Fair enough. Simple guy with simple needs. And I think that's everyone that I've... Let's see, because the last time I recruited Lysithea and Leone from the Alliance, and then Hilda doesn't join you no matter what. And then that leaves 3... Where's Lawrence? There he is.
I've decided to ally myself with Lady Edelgard. Father will doubtless understand my reasoning. House Gloucester has always had good intentions in its dealings with the Empire. Of course, this does mean I will no longer be able to avoid a confrontation with Claude. It is unfortunate. We were classmates after all.
Huh, showing a bit of regret. Makes sense given what I've seen of your characterization, but still. Alrighty, so there it is. The Ashen Wolves joining us in our crusade, and I've got a hell of a lot of support conversations to unlock now. Let's see how many I can get through.
Professor!
Oh hey, you actually loaded up almost immediately. Wait, since when do you have a red hat? I don't remember the red hat.
Hey you, listen up. I've got something to report. It's you. You're still alive. It's been 5 whole years, hasn't it? Time flies when you're standing guard. That's right, I've been here the whole time. Day in and day out. Not like I have anywhere else to be. The Imperial Army hasn't interfered with us all that much, so it's business as usual here in Abyss. I mean, as usual as it gets here anyhow.
Fair enough.
A lot of folks cleared out once the fighting started. People are saying it was the church that used to keep order around here. But it's Yuri who's saving us from complete chaos.
Well, when the church has effectively abandoned everything at this point. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, I thought something opened up in the library. Oh, nope, I'm seeing things. Maybe it'll show up later. I'll have to keep looking around, I suppose. Actually, I'm curious. What does the mysterious teacher have to say now?
Now let me see.
Huh.
Fare thee well.
Not what I expected, honestly. Still,
Need something? This one?
let me in. New quest has been unlocked.
This one?
Alright, and now more people will now visit the Shadow Library.
See you again soon.
So, check the bulletin board for details. Unless... Oh, hello, there's the new quest. Well, let's go speak to whoever's in this corner.
Hey, pal. You've got a lot of nerve coming here after ignoring us for 5 years.
That doesn't sound like you, Balthus.
Ha! Gotcha!
There you go.
This time and you still can't take a joke, can you?
Nope.
Good job surviving and clawing your way back to us. This day couldn't get better if it tried.
It's nice to see you too.
Say, now that you're back, we should celebrate with some liquid gold. We're not your students anymore, so it should be fine, yeah?
I mean, that is fair.
Oh, I like this idea. We'll make it a wild party. Even the Emperor won't be able to turn it down.
I wonder how that line will change if I'm doing this on on a different run.
If you haven't heard, we'll soon be launching a full-scale assault on the Alliance. Her Majesty has searched relentlessly for you. Now that you're found, her moment has come.
Really? She looked that intensely?
Yes. Before then, I had never known her to show such desperate resolve. The stalemate we've been locked in shall give way very abruptly. We have your reappearance to thank for that.
For better or worse, I suppose. We'll see if it ends up being a good thing. But for now... Oh, it looks like one of the quests was associated with Yuri. Maybe that's why I couldn't do anything with the Wasteseer. So if I go over to that quest, maybe it'll allow me to actually do something?
I used to be a rather important person in the church, but I am in exile for committing a crime. I embezzled some money, but it wasn't out of greed. My hometown was pillaged, you see, and the church wasn't putting in enough to rebuild.
Oh boy. Gotta paint the church in a negative light given the circumstances, right?
Is that... It is you, isn't it? I kind of forgot what you looked like.
Ouch.
I didn't mean any harm. It's just that so much has happened. It's hard to keep track, you know? Anyway, you came back, and that's what matters. Staying here wasn't a mistake. I can say that much.
Abyss is okay. The Burt kept it safe out of the goodness of his heart.
The Burt?
Kidding, of course.
The Burt? What? Excuse me? What? You aren't referring to Hubert, are you?
He said the lowlifes here could be useful, because they won't mind fighting dirty, or rooting out spies. Or something along those lines. I didn't pay much attention to that part.
Oh dear. You haven't changed much since I left.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm psyched that you're back. It's all I can do to stop myself from whooping with joy. I could use your help.
Okay, so it's attached to Happy. So that is why I wasn't able to use it back in my older game save files, because I simply didn't have Happy around. Makes sense. Now,
Why, hello there.
give some renown to the Wasteseer and she can tell you about the bonds between your allies. Does not work on pairs who are already very close. Connect... Oh, so the thing that I used to be able to do on literally every Fire Emblem game that I've played up to this point, I can now do, after paying $25. Thanks. So, wait. Can I just straight up unlock everything? How does this work?
If it is your wish. Everything is within your grasp. Come back soon now.
Wait, does that mean it's just... Whoa. It's just straight up unlocked? I mean, the process to do that is a bit dragged out, but... Whoa. I might just use that to fast track everything else. Although, given the circumstance... Yeah, I might just do that for Yuritsa especially, but... Wow, that is powerful. Especially since this is New Game Plus, where I've got pretty much everything in the kitchen sink. I mean, you saw how much renown I had.
Why, hello there.
Man, I can throw pretty much anything into this. Jeez. Well, either way, I'm not sure how much I'll use it given the circumstances, but I can connect fates. Huh. Neat. 10,000 renown? 10,000. What? Jeez. 10,000. Wow. That is... Wow. Okay. I'm gonna need to exchange a lot of renown to make that happen. Okay, yeah, this is definitely intended for New Game Plus. Wow.
Come back soon now.
That's a lot. That's quite a lot. I mean, man. So, you give us a feature that only really works for New Game Plus.
Thanks for giving me a hand.
Alright. In the meantime, anything interesting show up here? Actually, what I really need to see is if anything interesting showed up at the top of the monastery, because I know that this is my first time running through Crimson Flower with 4 of the other Golden Deer members. So, may as well see what they've got to say. Because I know what Leone and Lysithea say because, well, I've got footage of it. But for the remainder of the deer, well, what should I call them? Crimson Deer? I don't know, that doesn't have the same ring as Golden Deer. I don't know. Well, it seems very counterintuitive when I think about it, because why are you covered in... Well, why are you crimson? Oh, hi!
You've survived. How very fortunate. Were you dead, I wouldn't be able to fight you, but you are very much alive. Now I have a chance to kill you.
Oh yeah, this. I've already seen those supports between Byleth and... Well, I've already seen the supports between Yuritsa as well, and Byleth and Mercedes, so the only new ones will be between Yuritsa and both Constance and Bernie, so... Wait, are you the mysterious woman?
I have a favor to ask.
List of rare books. Well, let's go hunt it down.
Professor!
So, what exactly is in here? List of rare books that have been removed from the library. What could they contain? Oh, wait a minute. The missing books in... Holy. Mysteries of the Calendar. Much time has passed since the Imperial Calendar was adopted. In the prior calendar, the year began with what we now call the Guardian Moon and ended with Ethereal. Back then, the 12 lunar phases were exclusively referred to as months. Though the prior names of the months are lost, it's known that Guardian Moon was often shortened to the number 1, Pegasus Moon to the number 2, and blah blah blah. This was a practical okay. Posited that the goddess herself wished to change the calendar. Asserting authority. Okay, so I'll have to check the library up above to see how that fits. Fragments of a forgotten memory. It's been several months since King Nemesis was defeated, and the tides of war have turned from bad to worse. Wait, what? I have received news... Oh, this must be one of the elites. I have received news that my friend Daphne has fallen as well. Those zealots are after our heads and those of our leaders. All that is left is to disappear into the muddy waters Seros has created. My long life may soon come to an end. I somehow escaped with my life, but I fear the end is near. Most of my clan have already surrendered to the Empire. To my surprise, I am told their safety was guaranteed. I, however, am a different matter. My life, along with my sacred weapon, will unquestionably be forfeit. My dear son and daughter, I hope you can forgive me one day. Is that Mary? Wait, Itha Plains, where is that? Where is that? Why does Seros despise us so? What did King Nemesis do to incur such unyielding wrath? Perhaps it was a mistake to accept his offer. In any case, that is all in the distant past now. And before this body falls to ash, the evil. The paper is so tattered, the rest is illegible. Whew. Wait, if that was in ALL... Ooh. I, a priest of blank, the findings of my investigation. When a crest stone was removed while its relic was being wielded by, all movement within the relic ceased. When the stone was returned, the relic once again... It is beyond question that crest stones supply their associated relic with power of some kind, and the impetus of said power is clearly related to the crest that certain humans possess. Based on the composition, it can be surmised that it's likely a massive creature akin to a wyvern. However, strength is beyond compared to that of wyvern bones. They are more durable than all materials other than crucible steel, making them ideal for crafting weaponry. Oh, this must be... Looks are not gifts from the goddess. So that must be someone happening upon the real source of the hero's relics. Romance of the World's Perdition. In the land of Thinness, where the old gods are said to live, the false god has awakened. Its looming, heteromorphic vessel was resurrected to sink the world to the depths of the ocean. It will bring extinction to all children of men and salvation to all beasts of the land, sky, and sea. For the children of men who spilled too much of the blood of life, it promises only cruel retribution. The false god must be defeated before the world sinks into a watery grave. To this end, the children of men have erected pillars of light upon the land. Thinness, Malum, Septon, and Lium were utterly destroyed. Those lands have vanished from this world. Yet even still the false god stands, and soon a flood aptly named Despair will drown this world. The children of men fled to the depths of the earth, beyond the sight of the false god, beyond the embrace of the sacred sun, and beyond the reach of the waters of despair. They swore fervent oath against the surface world, ruled by beasts, and against their tormentor, the false god. That must be told from the perspective of those who slither in the dark. Encyclopedia of Pholid's Insects. This book's title does not match its content, suggesting a false cover. It seems to be a catalog of some kind. Distance view. By combining glass lenses... Wait. Huh? Why would they... Crafting such a tool was forbidden by decree of the Archbishop. The ease of locating enemy camps would escalate wartime violence. It would be too easy to snipe from afar. It would lessen the mystery of the goddess who watches from above. Flammable black water. A sticky black liquid was discovered in northern Fargus. It burns fiercely and emits a highly toxic gas. The use of this wicked substance was forbidden by a decree of the Archbishop for the following reasons. 1. Misuse could result in accidental death. 2. It could be used tactfully by those lacking magical ability. 3. Causing it could competition for it could cause strife. A sticky black liquid? Wait, do they mean petroleum? Wait, how would that work for this world? Would the dinosaurs have existed back then, or is this the result of... Or would the children of the goddess who perished and weren't turned into heroes' relics be... Because a lot of the oil that we have now is caused by a lot of organic matter slowly being compressed down back in the back in... I'm trying to think back when dinosaurs were around. I can't remember the exact eras exactly, but I want to say it was either Jurassic or Cretaceous, but either way, I'm curious to know how exactly... Curious. Metal mold printing machine. Though initially lauded as a practical replacement for woodblock printing, after careful consideration, the Archbishop deemed it taboo for many reasons. Risk of mass circulation of misinformation and malevolent rulers, useless to illiterate commoners, risk of intensifying disparity between church branches. Huh. So, actually, that's an interesting mirror to real-world religions, because there was a real fear that of print and mass misinformation being taken root. And honestly, we give grief to journalists all the time for being either misinformed or deliberately misinforming people, but honestly, it's a long-held tradition dating back to the first printing press, so there's always been the risk of that. So you can understand exactly why that would be taboo, but even so, it's interesting parallel, actually. So it seems like this very much is, well, honestly, they try and make it a reflection of the medieval Catholic Church, but the problem is that the nature of the gods are so different that, I don't know, the comparison falls apart the moment you consider that. But, even still, fascinating. Human autopsies, especially involving head or chest incisions. Though it's widely believed that this is medically relevant, such actions upon a corpse are considered desecration of the dead. Since white magic can be used to similar ends, autopsies were deemed taboo. A notable cardinal asserted that if medical science were to exceed over faith-based white magic, it would destabilize the foundation of the church. Curious. Burnt remnants of a report. The Fargus Rebellion. I harbored doubts about the army Lug had raised. How did he recruit soldiers without raising suspicions in the Empire? How did he acquire those mysterious weapons so unlike heroes' relics? What is the true identity of Pan, the tactician rumored to have been integral to Lug's victories, and those who slither in the dark? The shadowed order that the Knights of Saros believes that King Klaus I. Hang on. Oh, different items. Those who slither in the dark. So how long have they known about those who slither in the dark? This must have taken place at some point, but does that mean the Empire was aware of those who slither in the dark at some point? How long were they working to subvert that? What, did Rhea suspect that there may be something wrong, and so she effectively broke up the Empire in order to cover her bases? I mean, that's pretty much what happened in this timeline too, since this is Crimson Flower. The Shadowed Order of the Knights of Saros believe that King Klaus I of Fargus was assassinated. Everyone believes that he will, which demands the territory be divided among the three princes and fails to name a successor, is fake. The purpose was likely to involve the Leicester region and display a greater military force than the Empire. The tragedy of Duskur, after which more members of the Western Church are strongly criticizing the Central Church. Among them are those who claim the incident in Duskur was the work of the Shadowed Order of the Knights of Saros. Shadowed Order? It seems a confrontation over the dogma's legitimacy is inevitable. Soon the child of House Gaspa. Oh, okay. This must be someone doing research into something. Like, possibly looking at the Church's possible history involving all of these events. Son of the Alliance's leader, Duke Oswald Regan, has died in an accident. This follows an incident involving the previous successor, and even the Knights of Saros suspect it was Count Gloucester's command, though it seems too conspicuous. There is some concern that this could spark a war. With Duke Regan gravely ill, the situation is... Oh, that must have been before Claude entered the picture. Man, someone really was trying to destabilize the Alliance, and if they had succeeded, it would be a cakewalk by now. But was that the work of Saros, or those who slither in the dark? Hard to say. Words of love. Huh? The date of removal and Sedeth's signature follows. It seems this was briefly part of the monastery's library, but all pages are missing save the table of contents. Yeah, you would. Gifting St. Sethling's love garland, huh? Curious and curiouser. The Feast of Decadence. The Seventh Song. Banquet celebrating the marriage of young Emperor Lycion? Lycaon III continued until the full moon waned to a half moon. The waitstaff scurried about the castle refilling golden glasses. All present savored the taste of the fine Bacchus from Boromas, as well as the screams of the northern swordsmen as they were torn apart by wild beasts during the countless dishes. During the what? Wait, torn apart by wild beasts? Northern swordsmen? Is this after the Battle of Teal'c? The countless dishes on the banquet table were each overflowing with spectacular offerings. Treats themed after the four saints graced massive platters, just waiting for our greedy fingers to snatch them up. In honor of Saint Keyhole, guardian of the land, prime Gronder wheat was used to bake endless loaves of delectable bread. In honor of Saint Setline, savory fish was presented, a dish she is believed to have loved. Curious and curiouser. When the clown dressed as Saint Seros decapitated the criminal dressed as Nemesis with a single swing, the spectators cheered with unbridled enthusiasm. A young man staring at Emperor Wilhelm as he caught the saint and pulled her into a close embrace, suddenly beckoned me. He pressed his lips to my ears and whispered sweet nothings, mirroring Emperor Wilhelm and Saint Seros upon the stage? What? Rhea, you've got some explaining to do. The date of removal and Sedith's signature follow. It appears to be a novel set in the Adrestian Empire. It has sustained great damage, so nothing else is legible. Now I'm really curious. An antiquated note. Scrap of paper stuck between the pages of a book. It seems to be incredibly old. These look like just special discs prepared for the new emperor at ceremonies, though its ingredients are extremely rare, making it rather expensive. Chefs must restrain themselves from sneaking bites during... Huh? My beloved, you were right. It seems he would not hesitate to divide the house. What's more, I hear he's considered taking half of the territory and joining the kingdom. Wait, is this over the split between Daphnel and Galatea? I can't believe he would even consider dragging another region into this, not to mention stirring up trouble over his inheritance, a time when the Alliance desperately needs to unite. He's clearly out of his mind. Though he bears a major crest and you a minor crest, your father was wise in his attempt to declare you his heir. As it were, I can't help but wonder what your intentions with me are. I am drowning in letters proposing marriage to that beast. He may share your face, but the resemblance ends there. I refuse to marry such a foul creature. If you don't come to me soon, I am going to you. Don't forget that my father's blessing could be revoked at any moment. I will depart Deirdre at the end of the lone moon. You had better be prepared for my arrival. I wish to marry you beneath the Garland moon. Why? Well, I am a woman after all. And even if I harbor dreams of being a Garland bride, and even I harbor dreams of being a Garland bride. Understood? Great. Make it so. Wonder what that was about. So, it seems like it's just a metric ton of stuff related to things that Sedith effectively didn't want the church to see. And honestly, it doesn't surprise me because, back in medieval times, information was power. Well, actually, even now, knowledge is power. And back then, they didn't have much of a concept of freedom of information because that kind of power can be dangerous. And can see why, given the Protestant Reformation, because when the biblical texts were allowed to be read by pretty much anyone, that meant that it was much easier to read them outside of a specific context, which meant it was much easier to both interpret and misinterpret them in some cases. And then you have all sorts of agreements and disagreements over what is the correct interpretation. So, yeah, it was often a selfish reason. We may see it now as a selfish reason, but given the possibility for misinformation as well, or the idea of straying away from something that has worked so well before, I don't know. It's an interesting quandary because nowadays we have the complete opposite problem, where there's so much information out there, we have a glut of it, that it's impossible to tell truth from fiction anymore. And honestly, at the risk of getting too on the nose, it's honestly kind of interesting to look at how things have changed because we have this glut of information, but because of just how much there is to process, it's like two people who are living right next to each other can live in such drastically different worlds. I mean, even just within this video game, for 2 months when it came out, the world could have ended and I wouldn't have even noticed. So you end up in this circumstance where, well, yeah, the world could have ended and I wouldn't have even noticed. I'm here in a little bubble, and then this is a part of my life that pretty much everyone I interact with, apart from maybe a couple of people at work, even know about. And yet, here it is, just me diving headlong into this, throwing so many hours to pick apart every last detail I can, find every last one of them, right? But, yeah. I don't know, it's fascinating to think about. I still haven't quite wrapped my head around what the best solution is, if there even is a solution, because on one hand, it's great that I can find people out there, especially for common hobbies, that share the interest, and that's part of the fun of doing YouTube as well, because you put it out there, you see what people think, you see how people react, and you have a good time all around. You get to see, and sometimes you get raked over the coals because you messed something up, but that's part of the game. But then, when it comes to things like politics, where you really need to be on the same page as to what exactly is going on, you don't have that common understanding, and then, well, problems start. But either way, I think I've gone on that tangent long enough.
My savior, thank you.
And there it is. Oh, I got mithril from that? Holy crap! Alright, but either way, there are other people I need to hear from. So let's see, who am I looking for? Oh, Marianne. That's one of them.
My adoptive father sent me here so our family name would be known. He doesn't care which side wins, the Empire or the Alliance.
Curious.
However, even if he tells me to come home, I intend to stay. I want to see this new world Edelgard dreams of.
Huh. Curious. Alright, who else is around? Let's see, I've already heard from Leone last time I played this game. Let's see. Raphael, there you are.
Hey, Professor. What have you been up to for 5 years? Hope you haven't gone soft. I got myself into perfect shape. Took all 5 years of pushing my muscles to the limit. But look!
You look very strong.
You bet I do. You gotta get training if you want to catch up.
Yeah, that'd be a bit hard for, female Byleth, but... I'm gonna get crucified for that. Screw you, it's common biology. Alright, and there's the other two. Ignaz.
I thought you might be at the monastery. That's why I made my way here.
Wait.
I decided to follow your path because I believed in you. Then you vanished. Now that you've returned, I have my guiding light once again. Welcome back, Professor.
Good to be back. Well, to be fair, this is a Crimson Flower route, so no, it's not good to be back, but... I've already spoken about my dislike of this route before, though, so I won't belabor that point. I don't enjoy this route. Alright, Lawrence, what do you have to say?
House Gloucester will remain staunchly neutral in this war, even if we press into Alliance territory. My father is no threat to the Empire. Lady Edelgard surely understands that. The Great Bridge of Myrden, however, is another story. I hear it is held by Judith of House Daphne. She is renowned for her military prowess. We would do well not to underestimate her.
Alrighty then. So, I believe that covers everything for now. Oh man. Things just got rather interesting. But thus far, just between all the support conversations and the new stuff added, you know what, I'm just going to take the lazy route and unlock all the support conversations so I can just go through them all in one go, or at least the ones I need to. I'll probably work for the ones between Yuritsa, Mercedes, and Byleth manually. Because, well, there's no urgency since I already looked ahead on those and can't really give a genuine reaction, but for now, I'm going to go unlock the rest of them, and we'll see you in the next chapter. What do you have for me?
What is it?
I just want to chat a bit.
I have no words for you. I have blades, and if you wish to cross them, I'll be more than happy to. Although you may not be. I was told not to, however. So I will hold off until the war ends.
We're gonna go up against Claude next? I haven't seen him in forever. Wonder how he's been. I chose this side because I believe in you, Professor. But it's not like I got anything against Claude.
What was he like?
Well, he loved parties. And he was full of some pretty good jokes. I don't mind so much that we gotta fight him. I just hope he doesn't get killed.
Well, luckily we know we can avoid that, but still, not an ideal circumstance. Oh wait, Balthus is hanging around there? What's Balthus have to say?
So, Goneril's troops have entered Deirdre. Oh, hey pal. Didn't see you there. Guess I was lost in thought.
Oh no. Goneril, is this about Hilda?
You're a quick one, Professor. I caught wind that Duke Goneril sent Hilda to Deirdre. She's the sister of my buddy Holst. I can't let her die. I won't! Gah! This is a terrible situation.
Yeah. Oh boy, I've got plenty of stuff to do with now. Alright, so let's see. Who else do I need to see to? Let's see. There's Ignatz.
I thought I was ready for this. But it's not easy to fight against my old schoolmates. I was in the Golden Deer House, so I have a lot of memories with them.
It's hard for me too.
Really? It is? I wish that we could resolve this without violence. Then again, precisely because they're old friends, I wouldn't leave this to someone else. I have to assume responsibility.
Fun times. Alright, now where's the remainder? Oh, there's one.
Now that we've seized the Great Bridge of Myrddin, House Gloucester is comfortable aligning itself with the Empire. The path to Regan lands lies straight before us. Our clash with Claude draws nearer by the moment.
Will he put up a hard fight?
I certainly hope so. I would be quite disappointed if my greatest rival were to simply roll over. I know Claude better than anyone. He is a schemer. No doubt he has some trap for us in mind. Let us be vigilant, Professor.
Indeed. Alright, now... let's see. Is there anyone else I'm looking for? Let's see, Raphael, Ignatz, Lawrence... Marianne.
The tide of war is clearly favoring us, but Claude refuses to surrender. I wonder why that could be.
It's against his principles?
Frankly, it seems to me that his ideals are not that far removed from Edelgard's. I suppose even the very powerful can be irrational at times.
So it looks like Claude isn't the only one who's made that observation. Alright, so that covers all of the stuff I hadn't seen before. Now let's see what's down in Abyss. Oh, now you're loading everything in fine.
Hey you, listen up. I've got something to report. I hear Deirdre is our next objective. Small world. That's actually where I grew up. It's a great place.
Alright. Small tidbit then.
I hurt my leg in the last battle. Had to take shelter down here. Nowhere else to go. Be careful up there. All sides are bringing their strongest people to this fight.
Yep. Indeed they are. Standing among the cats, really?
You know, I've always wanted to see the world. That's why I left my village. And here I am, traveling to all these interesting new places to kill people. Not what I had in mind. Maybe I'll find some time to admire the scenery. Though people might get mad I'm not taking this silly war seriously. Oops, that was close. Almost sighed.
Yeah, the war's been hard on everyone. Alright, so seeing to everything in there. What do you have to say about this?
The Great Bridge of Myrddin is ours. The Alliance may be composed of powerful nobles, but their power is directionless and thus wasted. Though the Empire was no better before Lady Edelgard ascended the throne. Indeed, my own house fell, due in part to its inability to wield power properly.
Huh. Curious that you would say something like that about your own house. Still, I guess, given the circumstances, you wouldn't necessarily feel too great about it.
What more could Hubert possibly want from me?
What did he do?
He's been pushing me too damn hard. Said that the only way to win over the Alliance Lords is with my help. All grousing aside, it's not the end of the world. If it helps us win, I'll do whatever it takes. I wouldn't have signed up for this if I wasn't getting something out of it.
I suppose not. I just hope that whatever it is worth it for you.
Hello, Professor. I doubt you recognize me, but I work for Lord Hubert. He has stationed me here to ensure that the church does not attempt to make use of this place. Thus, I'm blending in with the residents here, strictly confidentially, of course.
Then why tell me? For the purpose of exposition and letting us know what Hubert's up to?
The army runs you ragged, marches you from place to place, prodding you to fight. They promised me 3 meals a day. They'd have to give a lot more than that to get me to sign on. I'd rather starve down here than deal with that.
Yeah. Fair enough. Alright, that seems to be everything in Abyss, so now I've just got the usual activities to see to. Alright, before we get too far, let's see what all is around.
I'm no noble, so it won't make much difference to me. But it hasn't really hit me yet that the Alliance is finished. I wonder where Claude is now. What he's getting up to.
Well, hard to say. I'm trying to remember where the others are, because I've already gone through once. Take care of all the ones I've seen previously. Okay, so Yuritsa is over in that direction.
Hey! It seems all that praise of Claude's ingenuity was largely unfounded. A truly clever man would have realized defeat was inevitable and surrendered. Or failing that, he could have rallied the Alliance nobles to secure a real fighting chance. I regret not telling him so. But I suppose a man like him will not remain hidden for long.
Well, I guess it was expected that you would be the only cynical person regarding Claude. Well, at least I got away without killing Hilda this time around.
Yes, neither the Emperor nor the Empire have my allegiance. It is all simply part of the agreement. There is no other reason for me to be here.
Oh boy. That whole thing again? Guess I really shouldn't be surprised at that, but...
I can't believe it. To think, I saw the end of the Leicester Alliance with my own eyes. I witnessed a turning point in the history of my homeland. I'm not sure how to express my feelings right now.
Your portrait says otherwise. Why not paint a picture?
That's right. I'll paint it. The fall of Deirdre, so that posterity can remember our triumph.
Alright, I'm trying to remember. There was one other person I needed to see too. Right, Marianne as usual. Huh, always seems to be in the cathedral. Trying to take solace in everything that's been going on, despite the destruction.
Dear Goddess, I wonder, was there really no way to end it without fighting Claude?
Couldn't be helped.
You're probably right. I suppose the only thing I can do for him now is pray that he may live the rest of his life in happiness.
Indeed. I'm curious to know how different it is if you kill him, but I don't know if I have the heart to do that. Well, let's face it, I know I don't have the heart to do that.
Unbelievable. The Alliance is just gone. It's hard to believe. The merchants of Deirdre all have nerves of steel. I'm sure they'll be up and running again in no time.
Fair enough. Alright, now the real fun part. Let's see what Abyss is up to. I've already gone down there once to mess with the fortune teller a bunch, or Wayseer, whatever you want to call her. So, I've messed with that a decent amount already, but... before I go see the support conversations, let's see what everyone's commentary is.
Hey you, listen up. I've got something to report. The Alliance is a thing of the past now. Times are changing fast these days. It's hard to keep up, even for me. I wonder if Abyss is on the verge of change too. Change leads to uncertainty, and uncertainty leads to... change? I don't know. I'm just a guard.
Oh boy, if only you know.
Pardon me. Got a wager for you. My friend says there's twice as many women in Abyss as men. You think he's right?
Why would there be fewer men?
Good eye. You win. Here, have a little something.
What the hell? Why are you giving me that much mithril? Jeez. You know what? I'm not gonna complain. So what have you got to say all about this?
The Alliance may be finished, but House Albrecht managed to come out unscathed. It's all thanks to my little bro. He's a great guy. I'm sure he'll do well under the Empire.
That's good to hear.
No kidding. I may have cut ties with them, but I was still curious to know how they were managing. The world may have changed, but I haven't. I have no interest in playing the noble game. I'd rather just keep doing my thing.
I wonder how different it would have been if, well, Hilda went down.
Yes.
Not sure I want to know, though.
The swiftness of the Alliance's withdrawal on seeing that they had no hope of victory was unsurprising. Given their complete lack of solidarity, there could really have been no other outcome.
Wasn't their withdrawal Claude's idea?
Yes, he built his scheme with their self-interest as its cornerstone. Very cunning of him. What's important is that one of the forces arrayed against us has fallen. Our victory draws nearer.
Curious what you'll think about all of this if I side against Rhea. That'll be interesting.
Please, you can't tell anyone you saw me here. I'm in hiding from the army. I couldn't stand the war, the violence. I had to get away. But now that I've deserted, I can't go home.
Why tell me this then?
Justice, ambition, what does any of that matter if you're dead? I just want to live. Is that so wrong?
Why would you tell me then if that were true? I mean, gameplay concede, but even so.
Come on.
What now?
You're fighting people we used to know from the Officers' Academy. Guess that's the kind of thing that happens in war, but still, it's pretty twisted. It makes me feel so... Ugh. Maybe I'll just try not to think about it.
Yeah, that never works. That just calms everything right down and you totally don't think about it any further.
I'm impressed by how quickly toppling Deirdre brought the Alliance into the fold. Ideally, we'd crush the kingdom with ease. But something tells me it'll be complicated. You'd better sharpen your focus to a fine point. Though I'm sure you already know that.
Yeah, between Dimitri and Rhea. Yeah, they ain't going down easy. I'm not looking forward to replaying that final battle. Huh? Who are you?
That damn prince. Seems my role here is at an end.
Huh?
No matter. Should another chance present itself, I'll take a less subtle route.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean? Huh. Curious. What does that mean then? What? Unless... Oh wait, this is the chapter before things go absolutely haywire. I wonder if... Well, yeah, this is before the attack on the monasteries, so... Maybe that's what's going on. He's just looking for an entrance. For now, though, let's see what else this game has to offer.
This was a trying month, but we did manage to hold Garreg Mach. If only just. Honestly, I did not expect such strident supporters of the Archbishop as setteth in flame to flee.
And you don't really understand their motives.
But with this victory, we have all but cornered the Church of Seros and its knights. The goddess above shall give way to the darkness that has long dwelled below.
Oh dear. Oh yeah, I need to accept that quest, don't I?
Goddess, I have a request for you. I have a request for you. I have a request for you.
Alrighty then. So, look, Lawrence is over here, I know. I haven't seen to every conversation, but I can see to the rest. Well, I haven't seen to all the ones I previously saw in my first run, but...
It seems we will soon set foot in Ferdia.
You weren't told?
I used to live there, you know. Though that was before my time in the officers'
School of Sorcery?
That's right. I was enrolled at the School of Magic there for a time. Trouble within the kingdom forced me to return to Alliance lands. There was much I had yet to learn.
That must be why you ended up in Garreg Mach. Alright, so Marianne's over here. As she always is.
Right.
Dear God, even though we're denying the doctrine and fighting the knights, I keep praying to the goddess. When I think about those who have fallen in battle, I have no choice but to pray. The goddess of the church may be a fallacy, but I'm sure she still exists in some form. I'm weak. I would be nothing without her.
Starting to think recruiting you might have been a bad idea, but... c'est la vie. Still, it is fascinating to see how you're reacting to this. Well, from a purely objective standpoint, anyway. Not necessarily fun, because this ain't my favorite route, but we've already talked about that a lot.
Soon we'll assault Ferdiad, the kingdom's
You weren't
capital.
informed either?
This will be one for the history
Actually, now
books.
that I think of it, very few were informed. I know Lysithea was informed, but I'm trying to remember who else was.
Our enemy won't hold anything back. I'm quivering with excitement at the very thought of it.
You put on a good show?
I appreciate the compliment. I was worried I was laying it on too thick. In any case, let's do our best. We're coming for you, Ferdiad. And so on.
You're trying to be Ash. Don't be Ash. You are your own person. Well, Dorothea's out here. Expected Yuritsa to be the one out here. Oh, wait, he's right there? How's that happen?
The Knights of Seros. They certainly know how to inflict pain. However, the demon within me will be satiated only by fighting you.
Are you just gonna keep mentioning that until I relent? Ugh. Alright, so I think... What's Anna's quest? Thought I took care of the secret shop, and I know I haven't gotten enough trade secrets for her to be satisfied.
Say no.
Oh, wait, huh? What quest do you have for me?
Need your help.
Who might this be?
Hey,
But while I'm at it, who else do I... Oh yeah, Raphael. Is that him up there, or is it Eloise? Oh, there we are.
How about that? Yeah. Next up is the kingdom's capital. We're coming for you.
What's wrong? Was that
Really?
Maybe it was too dramatic.
Or I didn't yell it loud.
Please stop. Alright, so... Yep, that covers all the... Alright, that covers all of the golden deer that I had brought along. At least this time. So... Curious to know why
Professor?
that quest was added.
Say no.
Yay! Thanks!
Wonder what that was about. Either way, off to Abyss. Huh?
Hey you, listen up. I've got something to report. As you know, I'm the anointed alpha of Abyss, but this lady's been standing watch for a while. She can probably hear us talking
Yeah,
even
think.
now.
yes, I can. I'm here by order of Lord Hubert. That is all I'm at liberty to reveal at present.
Wow, impressive. You've really got a knack for this, lady. Ever think of making this a full-time gig? I could use the company. I mean, the backup.
My mission concludes at the end of the month. Deepest apologies.
Makes you wonder what all may or may not happen then.
Ferdiad at last! The very city where I struggled through school and mastered the art of spellcraft. So many memories are bound up there, and now it is to become a battlefield. I am a bit overwhelmed.
With that acting talent, you should be on stage.
I am quite the thespian, it's true. You, on the other hand, need to learn your
Oh,
cues.
wait! Oh! I get it now. They're pretending to be all on board with it because they were informed. Oh! Wait, Ignatz and Raphael were informed? Is that what's going on? Is that why they're yucking it up for the camera? Because it makes sense for Constance, but, what?
To fool the enemy, one must first deceive one's allies. The walls have ears, you know.
Yeah, and you put them there.
So, about this surprise attack. It's all over if the details leak, yeah? I know my shoulders are broad, but you sure you want to lay a secret like that on them? I'm no war hero. In fact, I'm a wanted man. If I were you, I wouldn't trust me with something that important.
She trusts you, and so do I.
Wait a minute. By she, do you mean Edelgard? Huh, I didn't know she had eyes for me. Huh. I just got a sudden chill. Like someone's got it out for me. It's not you, is it? Nah, you wouldn't. Your shoes are too good.
Yep, that's pretty much the expected response.
That's so. My friend and I were messing around the other day, and an Imperial General stopped to talk to us. If you've got that much energy, he said, you should fight for the Imperial Army. Honestly, maybe we should think about it. What a pain. What an absolute
Now
pain.
what? What's the matter?
Concerned, are you? That's nice. A little too nice. Here's a word of warning. If anyone here asks you for a favor, it's probably just a scam.
Yeah.
Maybe. The church smiles warmly on all who pay reverence. But defy them and, well, that's another story. The way the Knights of Saros fight is cold-blooded and ruthless. Coming from me, you get the
Just maybe.
implications.
Is everyone in Abyss okay?
Yeah, somehow. There are no good ways out of here, so we're lucky they never came through. So, Aryan Road next, huh? I've got some fond memories of that place.
Oh yeah, you were with Count Rowe. That'll be fun for you.
The bird said that we'll be facing someone I know in our next battle. The lady who captured me after I ran away from my village. I wonder if she remembers me.
Oh, right, the conversation. Oh. I need to train you up for this battle. Do you want to confront her?
Honestly, I don't want to go anywhere near her. But if I have to, it won't be much different than any other fight. That's how it goes, right? If we want to end this war, we have to keep charging forward, no matter who's on the other side.
Actually, what level are you right now? I'm pretty sure I've got you under level at the moment. Oh yeah, I need to bolster you considerably, if I cared enough. I don't know, I haven't been because it seems like the only one of the Ashen Wolves I've really been using is Constance, and that's so that I can get away with flight spam. Basically. It's between Ash, Ingrid, and Constance. I've just had all the tools at my disposal to run Rampage. And that's before I mention how insanely broken Constance's magic has been. My gosh, I love it. But either way, that's all for this chapter. So, I've got, I think, 2 conversations left before we move to Silver Snow, so may as well take care of them while I'm here.
Next up is the kingdom's capital. We're coming for you.
Whoa, that sounds familiar. Have I said that before?
Really? Let's head for the kingdom capital.
Yeah, let's do it, Professor. I just gotta get my muscles prepped and ready first.
That should not have worked. I mean, obviously it worked, but jeez. Okay, talk to Felix already.
The war is at its end. Has the time finally come that I might kill you?
The battle will come even beyond the war. Well, the battle will continue even beyond the war.
It is true. Those petulant fleas must be picked off one by one. They are nothing if not persistent.
Unfortunately for us. Okay, now where's everybody else? I'm assuming, yep, hey, basically pretty much the rest of the deer at the cathedral. Perfect. Convenient for me.
Dear goddess.
What are you praying for?
For your safety. I'll do all I can to survive. But please don't die out there, Professor.
Already prepped my team for it. Actually, at this point, I could probably just skip to the end if I really wanted to. Just so I can see some of the S supports.
Once the kingdom capital falls, all of Fodlan will be united under the banner of the Empire. Isn't it thrilling? We're going to make history.
Only if we win.
Well, yes, I suppose that's true. Our opponents may be strong, but with you on our side, we can't lose.
Interesting that they're giving me 3 options for this bunch. I don't remember that for most of the other for most of the other conversations. Still.
How about that? Hey.
Personally, I take no issue with attacking Lady Rhea, but the eagerness of my fellow nobles does vex me, despite so many grand displays of piety from them in the past. It gives the impression that faith is little more than a tool they use to maintain their positions of power.
Disappointed in the nobility?
I suppose I am in no position to judge them, being among their number myself. Still, it irritates me. What is a noble's duty, truly? I hope we will discover an answer in the conflict ahead.
Interesting. Alright, now to the Abyss.
Professor!
Hey you, listen up. I've got something to report. The war is careening headfirst toward its grand finale. Do me a favor and get through this mess alive, okay? After the dust settles, maybe I'll go on to guard other entrances in other parts of the world. I'm a dreamer, my friend. Always have been.
You do you, then.
Professor, the War of Fodlan unification is finally reaching its climax! I must surpass myself in the struggle to come if Her Majesty is to recognize my power.
Let's go for it then.
But don't you see, your presence would diminish the grandeur of my achievements.
Oh, come on!
The culmination of all my studies, all my magical experiments, shall be unleashed in battle!
I mean, you are part of my squad coming up, because I've got you, Ingrid, and Ash in the air to guarantee that we don't have to deal with all the fire. Good lord, it was so annoying to go into that without any flyers.
So, it's finally time to take on Ferdiad. Can't wait to get in there and show him what I'm made of. Hopefully I get a go at that Dimitri guy before all is said and done.
Why would you want that?
They say he has inhuman strength, yeah? Best way to find out is to throw fists with the guy. He may be the Tempest King of Ferdiad, but I'm the Grappling King of the world! My domain is way bigger. Grab a front row seat if you can manage. These arms of mine will knock some sense back into that towhead of his.
If only I had actually assigned you to the squad. I don't know, maybe I should have tried to work it to where all the Ashen Wolves were present for the final battle, but still.
Hey, word is, Garreg Mach's starting to look like a real town again. With the Empire winning one battle after another, it seems like the end to the war is finally in sight. There's hope for recovery now, even for Abyss.
Not too surprising.
If we win this next battle, it won't just be a victory against the kingdom, but also the church. Maybe they'll all die. Even the people from the church who lied to me and locked me up.
Is that what you want?
I don't care either way. If they died, I would say, well, that happened, and move on. I don't owe them my compassion. They've never shown me any.
Apparently you do care a little bit.
Huh? I hear there was a pretty spectacular battle up there recently, but we don't hear a lot about that stuff. There was a lot of talk when it first started, but 5 years on, it's just a fact of life. What? There have been lots of battles on the surface recently? I hadn't heard. See what I mean?
Why doesn't Byleth have a speaking role outside of battle? So many wasted opportunities like that.
Seems like a lot of people from House Road died in Aryan Road. I know Edelgard is saying it's the church's fault, and she hasn't been shy to express that. But that doesn't seem right to me.
If not, well, I'm curious. If not the church, then who?
You should ask Edelgard or Hubert. They'd know more than I do. Some think that all we have to do is take down Ferdiad to end the war. But I don't think it's quite that simple.
Perceptive. I guess I shouldn't be surprised given who you are, but still. Perceptive. Alrighty then, so... all that remains is to go hunting down for S supports. I'll probably wait to see all the S supports for the wolves until... well, actually, I probably won't see too many of them. Because if I wanted to see them, I'd have to replay as a male Byleth for one of the routes. I'd probably wait for either a maddening run of this, well, of one of the church routes, or... I'm planning on doing a normal run so I can unlock the conversation between Claude and Balthus, but I was only planning on playing up to that point, using it as an excuse to see how effective you can be when you ignore literally everything else. Still, I'll have to think about that some more. But, either way, I probably won't worry about S supports then, but for now, I guess we can jump over to the church route and see what exactly they have to say about that.